I'm saying my progress is fake gray card adjustment.psd found inside the 14 levels curves folder. And in this exercise, we're going to throw away essentially all the automatic stuff that we've done so far. And we're going to apply some custom numerical adjustments on a channel by channel basis. So go ahead and double click on the thumbnail in front of levels there in order to bring up the adjustments panel. And I'm going to once again reset my options by clicking on the reset button. And then I'm going to click on auto. And the reason I'm clicking on auto is I want to go ahead and automatically reposition my black and white points at the beginning and end of the big mountainous histogram on a channel by channel basis. And that's something I'm going to need to do anyway, so I might as well have Photoshop do it for me automatically in advance. So I'll click on auto. And we get this change here. And we're not really terribly concerned with the accuracy of the modifications so far because we're going to be modifying our settings. Notice that we have a stretched histogram, so we have an after view of the histogram. There are no changes to the numbers under the histogram. So that means that Photoshop has made its modifications on a channel by channel basis. This channel by channel number happens regardless of which auto command you apply. So even if I'll go ahead and alt click or option click on the auto button to bring up the auto color correction options dialog box, even if I decide to enhance the monochromatic contrast, which theoretically operates on the composite histogram, and then click on OK, why then again I've got a stretched histogram and I have no settings. Instead, I have modifications on a channel by channel basis, and I want you to see this here. Each of the channels has a keyboard shortcut, and I'm going to be employing them just so I can quickly switch back and forth without the headache of having to go to this little pop-up menu over and over again. Notice it's Alt or Option 2 for the RGB image, and then Alt or Option 3, 4, 5 for red, green, and blue, or whatever color channels are at work inside of your image. So if it's a CMYK image, it would be Alt or Option 2 for CMYK, then Alt or Option 3 through 6 for cyan through black. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the red channel here. Press the escape key so that option is no longer active. Notice that the black point value is 47, the other values are unchanged. Then if I press Alt or Option 4 for the green channel, 47, the others are unchanged. Alt or Option for blue, 47, the others are unchanged. So even though auto contrast applied its modifications on a channel by channel basis, it applied the exact same modifications to each and every channel. So it would have been the same, we would get the exact same result as if I clicked on the reset button, switched back to RGB, and changed the black value inside of the composite view to 47. That is the exact same color correction right there. Anyway, I'm going to just click on auto to apply the auto tone function. That is, we're changing the black and white points differently on a channel by channel basis. Now, because we already have a little bit of clipping in the original image, as indicated by that line on the far right-hand side of the graph, auto tone is not going to change the white point value. It just changed the black point values. As we can see here, if I press Alt 3 or Option 3, then the black point is 80. Alt or Option 4 and the black point is 50 in the green channel. Alt or Option 5 and the black point is 44 in the blue channel. All right, so that's a good starting point. What I typically do then is I might go ahead and back it off. Like I'm looking at this image and thinking, we may not have absolutely clipped the shadow detail in the eyelashes and the eyebrows and below her neck, but we're definitely getting awfully dark to the point that we're losing a lot of detail. So I'm going to start on my red channel by pressing Alt or Option 3, and I'll click inside that black point value, which is 80 currently, and I'll press Shift down arrow twice to take it down to 60. And then I'll press Alt or Option 4 in order to switch to the green channel. It starts out as 50. I'll press Shift down arrow once this time around to drop it down to 40. And notice that in each case, here's once again the red channel, and here is the green channel. And I want you to see that in each case, we're just clipping a few colors right there, a few existing luminance levels inside the image. So the auto button on its own is going to clip 0.1%. Then we're backing it off, so we're clipping more like, I would say, 0.05% of the luminance levels inside the image. So I really want to be as kind and loving to that original image as possible. Now I'll press Alt or Option 5 in order to switch to the blue channel, and I'll press Shift down arrow to reduce that value to 34, or I might even take it up to 35, let's say. So where the black point values are concerned, I've got 60 in the red channel, 40 in the green channel, 35 in the blue channel. Now I want to turn around and modify the gamma settings. And I'm going to start here inside the blue channel. Because the image has a little bit of a red color cast, as we've discussed many times so far, I'll tab over to my gamma value, and I'm going to press Shift up arrow. We'd counter that red color cast by increasing the brightness of the other two channels. So I'll take that gamma value up to 1.1. Now she's a little bit too blue, so let's press Alt or Option 4 to switch to the green channel. Notice my gamma value is still active, so the value stays active as you switch channels, which is actually a helpful thing. And I'll press Shift up arrow here. Now she looks too green, so I'm going to back it off. I'll press the down arrow key a few times until I reduce that gamma value to 1.05. And that looks pretty darn good to me. It doesn't look perfect, and you're not always going to get perfection out of levels or curves or any of these features for that matter, because you're always trying to compensate for the original image. And if the original image isn't perfect in the first place, then all you're really going to do to it is reduce its level of imperfection. You may not make it totally perfect. Anyway, this looks pretty darn good, though, I have to say. If I turn off levels, this is what she looked like before. This is what the image looks like with my levels adjustments that I've applied so far. Now, the one other thing I'd like to do is really increase the saturation of this image, because the more time I spend with it, the more it comes off as being awfully darn drab. And I'm going to add a vibrance adjustment layer. Now, I haven't given you a keyboard shortcut for vibrance, so we're going to have to create that one manually. I'll click on this left pointing arrowhead in the bottom left corner of the adjustments panel to switch back to the list of color adjustments available to me. Then I've got this guy right there, Vibrance. I'll Alt or Option click on that first icon in the second row, and I'll call this guy Color Blaster, and I'll click OK. And now I'm going to increase the saturation value just a little bit. I'm going to press Shift up arrow a couple of times in a row to take that saturation value up to +20. And then I'm going to send that vibrance value through the roof. I'm going to take it up to 85%, like so, and press the Enter key or the Return key on the Mac. And that is my final version of the image. I'll collapse the adjustments panel by double-clicking to the right of masks. And then I'll Alt-click or Option-click the eyeball in front of the background layer so that we can see the before version of the image. Here's what she looked like when we originally opened her oh so long ago. And here's what she looks like now, thanks to a combination of the levels and vibrance commands working together here inside Photoshop.